Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Will Hepburn of Will Hepburn Photography, and I just wanted to be able to show you guys today how to, first of all, reduce the noise in your images and also sharpen your images at the same time. And this is going to make it really awesome for when you're looking at your pictures on Facebook or Instagram or website, or even if you decide to print out to put in a magazine or put in a flyer or brochure. So what we're going to do for the first part of the tutorial, we're actually going to go over here to the side. We're actually going to take it all the way down to this little window that says detail. And what you want to do is you want to keep your sharpening right around here, just a little bit up from where the amount is. You want your radius to be right around here, right around 1.0. Detail, you want it around 25, and masking can be on 0. And then down here with the luminance, this is what I'm going to show you is really awesome in Lightroom. We're actually going to raise the luminance up. So let me see about zooming this in a little bit closer. So what you'll begin to notice in this image is right around where the eyes are, you can see the grain right on the skin. And you can also notice it right here around the forehead as well. But what you want to do is you want to just start raising this noise reduction up. And little by little, you're actually going to be able to see the grain disappearing. Alright, so it's about halfway up, and if you look around the face, you can really tell, I mean, you can't see that grain anymore. It's pretty amazing what it's able to do in Lightroom. And I feel like it just makes the image look so much better. And it's just really quality. And you can actually take a tool and you can sharpen the eyes up, which I'll show you in the next tutorial because I didn't want to go super in depth with it. But next time we're actually going to show you how to edit the eyes, to edit the teeth, and really just bring them out in the image and just have them really popping out at you in a very good, beautiful, glamour type of way. But this is just kind of something simple I wanted to show you guys. And something else that I really wanted to touch on is down here where it says lens corrections. You always want to make sure that this is selected, the remove chromatic aberration, and the enable profile corrections. So right here under make, you have all these choices to find your lens that you use, even the model that I use. So for that particular day, I used an 85mm lens by Sigma, which is supposed to be one of the best lenses for portraits, for doing headshots, for doing a lot of close-up type of work. It's just a really sharp lens. So now that we've covered that, kind of a brief explanation of why your images typically get really grainy and kind of lose a little bit of the quality and the detail is because if you look up here, this is all the information from when I shot the image. So we're at ISO 3200, it's at 85mm, the aperture is 4.0, and my shutter speed is 1/320th of a second. So what you need to know about ISO on your camera is anytime that it starts going up above, certain cameras can handle really high ISO, but typically anytime it gets above, say like 400 to 800 ISO, you're really going to start noticing more grain in your images. So the reason why I had the ISO up so high was that I was shooting inside. So versus like if you're actually shooting outside in the sunlight, you're really not going to have to worry about having such a high ISO because you have plenty of light it's not really going to be a challenge for the camera. Whereas shooting inside, you're very limited with your light. You're going to be using a lot of maybe your light sources that you're using. So, for instance, I was using a makeup light that my fiance has because she does makeup for a living. So we actually just decided to use this makeup light and kind of point it down on top of her, kind of centered onto her, and she was actually holding a reflector so that when that light was beaming down on her face, it was actually beaming down on the reflector as well, and the reflector was popping up and it was getting right underneath her chin and her face, and it was really filling in those shadows. Because typically for a more high-end glamour beauty look, you don't really want to have a lot of those shadows. You just want to have really nice soft light on your subject. So that's kind of a brief explanation of ISO, and in Lightroom, this is really the best way that you can actually go about decreasing the noise. And if you're watching this video and you actually have any other recommendations, I know in Photoshop there's different ways that you can sharpen the image and really get rid of that grain and just make it look immaculate. But this is really the way that works best for me. I've always just found it really easy to just go in here and sharpen it a little bit, add my luminance with a noise reduction, and then you're good to go. So we'll zoom out and make it show the entire image. And I really do feel like that looks really good. Let me see if I can kind of do a little side by side, if it's going to let me. So this may be the best that we have to be able to work with at the moment. But you can just tell. I mean, this is the before, this is the after down here. So it really does make a huge difference when you reduce that grain in the image. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys checking out my channel. I really want to just continue bringing really quality tutorials to you guys. If you don't mind, I would love for you guys to like, share, subscribe this channel. Let me know maybe some more things you'd like to see more of tutorial wise. And then even if if you're noticing something that I'm teaching that maybe it could be improved upon, maybe a different method or a technique, I'm always up for learning and improving myself. And if it's anything that I can learn and teach for future tutorials, I'd love to be able to add that to my repertoire and add that to this collection of tutorials. So anyway, please like, share, subscribe the channel. Please check me out on Instagram. Feel free to message me on Instagram, Facebook, Will Hepburn Photography. You can actually visit my website if you'd like. I've got some of my work posted up there, willhepburnphotography.com. Anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.